Hey guys, happy Saturday. Thanks for stopping by for another video here at All I See Is W. In today's video, we'll be covering the latest updates with Bitcoin news. We'll also be talking about how high can Bitcoin really go. We'll be doing technical analysis of Bitcoin as well as sharing with you the latest news around strategy, MSTR, and just what's going around the world with other Bitcoin treasury companies buying up Bitcoin. What's the trajectory? Along with deep dive technical analysis on where I believe price of MSTR is headed. Now, if you're new to this channel, I'm thrilled that you're here. I would really appreciate you hitting the like, subscribing for more related content. Let's get started, guys. Let's first start off with a post from Josh Mandell. So he's saying that he sees Bitcoin trading below the 50-day simple moving average and outside his upward trending channel, but he still believes we closed the month green. He's saying she may feel like she's breaking up, Captain, but I think she'll hold. So obviously we see the price action, going below that green line, which is the 50-day simple moving average. And we'll take a deeper look at the price action with what Josh is saying. But he's forecasting that Bitcoin is going to be hovering up. I think there's other forecasts that it's going to be above 115K from Josh Mandel. So this is looking very bullish. Will Bitcoin get to 444,000 or 86,000 based on Josh Mandel's forecast? We'll see. Only time will tell. CryptoElites posts one Bitcoin, $190,000. Save this post and let's talk again in November 2025. So we're 5 months away, but just based on his forecast with these circles, we have these points of similar price movements, but what he's forecasting is that 190,000 is going to be coming before November of this year. So very bullish. Only time will tell. Let's take a look at the overall United States state reserve race. So obviously we know New Hampshire, Arizona got SBR enacted. What's interesting is Texas. We have Texas, getting very close to the finish line currently. The bill is with the governor to sign, and it's been close to 21 days at the governor's desk to review and sign SBR for Texas. This is equating up to $500 billion allowance for the investment into cryptocurrency for the state Texas. So any updates with approval, this could really drive up the price of Bitcoin. Crypto Elites also posts, similar scientific to buy 105,000 Bitcoin over the 3 years. So we hear a lot about strategies, forecasts, buying up more and more Bitcoin, increasing the Bitcoin yield. But we're also seeing, big time companies starting out and now having a strong roadmap of trying to buy more Bitcoin through the next 3 years. So this is a very aggressive Bitcoin accumulation plan. So come end of 2025, Semler Scientific is anticipating to get to 10,000 Bitcoin by 2026, ramping that up to 42,000 Bitcoin by 2027, getting above 105,000 Bitcoin. So they're going full strategy mode, ramping up that Bitcoin yield. And it's not only Semler Scientific. We also, heard about XXI CEP. I mean, they're positioning themselves to be the second biggest, holder according to Michael Sullivan. Unfortunately for them, Metaplanet is going to pass their Bitcoin holdings by the end of the year, and he's excited to see what CEP does. But he's saying that Metaplanet has been executing at a high level for a full year or so. Metaplanet just came out of nowhere. I mean, they've been buying Bitcoin for over a year now, and they had a small HODL stack, and now they're just, leaping ahead, getting into the top 10. I mean, before it was like 1,000 Bitcoin, and now every week they're announcing like Bitcoin purchases of like over 1,000. So, just bypass Coinbase and other companies like CleanSpark, but now Metaplanet is just gonna, be eventually in the top five, but that's very bullish because now we're seeing companies, ramping up their Bitcoin purchases, and this really puts more pressure onto companies like Strategy, even though Strategy has been doing this for over 5 years buying Bitcoin back in 2020 at a low cost average. I don't think there's going to be any company that will catch up. Strategy is going to get to that one Nakamoto, 1 million Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Grant Cardone, I mean, this billionaire, I mean, $5 billion capital company, I mean, they're positioning themselves as well. They just bought Bitcoin. In fact, bought 100 Bitcoins, with 300 million dollars. I mean, this is spreading like wildfire. I mean, Grant Cardone, he was at the Bitcoin conference, but he's embracing Bitcoin. He's studying it. He sees the value. He likes the story that Saylor's telling, and he's getting involved as well. So he knows where the money is at. That's why this real estate investment kingpin is doing the same, putting his money where there's appreciation with Bitcoin. Michael Saylor posts today, tickets to escape the matrix are priced in. So love this image. Also, he posts today that 21 million in 21 years. So in about 21 years, the price of one Bitcoin will be $21 million. Just put that into perspective. Here's an interesting post, Bitcoin Notice. So beat you to it, Sailor. You're still the GOAT though. Huge thanks to you, the MSTR team, and the entire Bitcoin community. This account was created because of your impact, but just in strategy, Michael Saylor predicts Bitcoin will reach 21 million per coin within 21 years during his keynote at the Bitcoin Prague. So definitely some huge bullish movements that's going to be coming. Vivek posts MicroStrategy's Bitcoin holdings will be worth $12 trillion per Saylor's recent prediction. This is wild. I mean, you put that into perspective, with Bitcoin bypassing most of the Mag 7 companies, as soon as strategy enters S&P inclusion, think about their HODL right now. As each Bitcoin gets up to millions of dollars and then $21 million. Think about this with the amount of holdings that they have right now equating to $12 trillion. That's going to put strategy as the biggest company in the future. It's only a matter of time. No company can buy the amount of Bitcoin that strategy holds on to. So this is why MSTR is the titan, the monopolized company. Bullish posts this is a calculated regression for MSTR on M2 supply. So we see M2 continuing to ramp up. That's that global M2, global money supply, that liquidity all around the world. It's the leading indicator. We want to see it go up, and it continues to go up. And historically, Bitcoin follows that trajectory. We've seen that happening. It lags behind for 8 to 12 weeks, but what we're seeing is that while Bitcoin and strategy is tapering off, in this case, we see MSTR at the bottom of the 2SD boundary. Now is not the time to be bearish because when people lose confidence, that's when we see that potential bull run coming and it's expected. Let's take a look at Bitcoin technical analysis. So we're looking at Bitcoin on the daily candle. We're looking at it from a zoomed in perspective from like May 18th onward, where we are right now, June 21st. Current price action at 103,000, 431,000. Back in May 8th, we got above, the 100,000. So since then, think about it. Bitcoin has been hovering over the $100,000 for like over 40 days now, and it's getting close to 50 days. But just think about that for a second. That's a huge milestone accomplishment, getting above this psychological barrier. And now, people are just getting bored and patient seeing Bitcoin, above 100,000, but not gapping up to like 130, 150, 200,000. So this is definitely very good where people are getting impatient. But for those who understand Bitcoin, this will let them be more patient and build more conviction for the next gap up. Yes, on the technicals, like what Josh was pointing out, current price action below that 50-day SMA coupled with relative strength currently at 44. We're seeing a pullback from that, that high blow off top overbought situation back in May of the 22. So this is expected where we would just see, the Bitcoin price consolidate. But I do think that this is just a sudden hiccup. with all the macro scale updates, soon SBR announcement, with the Genius Act updates, once that gets enacted, along with the government enacting SBR at Texas, which I'm thinking no one is talking about, but it's going to be coming very soon. We're going to see bullish activity going up. And James Wynn, I mean, he's been, taking a hedge against Bitcoin now. So I think, just the stars are not aligning for James Wynn. He's been longing Bitcoin 40x, got, liquidated. Now he's shorting Bitcoin. I don't think things are in favor of his forecast right now, but I really do think Josh Mandell is right and that Bitcoin's going to start gapping up by end of the month. I'm thinking as we head into, you know, Q3, Q4, we're expected for, Bitcoin to get to 150, 250,000. So the gap up is coming. It's just a matter of when that's going to be happening, not if. With Bitcoin expected to, gap up, let's take a look at strategy. I mean, current price action 369. Lots of long-term holders, swing traders, daily traders are looking at MSTR along with call options, just scratching their heads, wondering what is going on with strategy. I definitely do think that this is good, price action. We want to see consolidation. I mean, we had that gap up from 220 up to 440. That was 100% run up. With every run up like that, with relative strength, technicals tell us, when it gets above 70, it needs some time to blow off from that, that huge run rate, along with just seeing MACD, run up so quick with that bullish divergence. We're seeing the convergence over the course of time, but this is in a healthy state where it's just hovering, consolidating. Why? Because MSTR is mirroring Bitcoin price action. As soon as Bitcoin gaps up, strategy's velocity, torque power is going to turn on. I do think as we head into next week, we're going to get back into that $400 range soon enough, in Q3. We're going to retest that 500, Q3, Q4. I'm expecting strategy is going to get to that $1,000 range. So the bulls are going to be in favor. Remain patient, remain strong. Dollar cost average because strategy is going to take off. We're looking at strategy on the weekly candle. So what we've seen with that, huge bearish convergence, we saw a slight, upward reversal with the bullish divergence on the MACD. Last week ended in red, slight pullback, but that's no cause of concern. I mean, we're seeing less volatility, and I do think that with the relative strength stabilizing at that 50, any increase in the volume, reversal on the MACD, relative strength, gradual increase, strategy is simply just going to push up. And that's going to be driven from the catalyst of Bitcoin price going up. Again, on the fundamentals, we have Q2 ending and July, we're going to have the Q2 earnings report. That's really going to drive up strategy along with July, rate cuts. I think things are really going to, push up the price of strategies with the macro scale updates as well as Bitcoin price running up.
When I found Bitcoin, I was in despair. I had worked for a decade. I had spent 20,000 man years attempting to do everything under the sun. I could not get ahead. And I was the same me. I wasn't stupid, right? You look at me and say, well, this is Michael Saylor worked as hard as he could for a decade and could not get ahead, right? And the most pernicious thing you can do to someone is you make them think that they're just not smart enough. And the reason they're failing is because they're not smart and they don't work hard enough. And then you realize, no, the system is rigged against you.
So there you heard it. I hope you enjoyed another episode here at All I See is W. I'd love to hear what your questions, comments, and requests are. Put it down in the comments section. Let me know where you're watching from, what you enjoyed from this video, what I can improve on. And again, if you're new, I would really appreciate hitting the like and subscribing. Thank you guys. Take care.